Audrey Ryder, and I'm here to read a poem I wrote in honor of Veterans Day. My eyes are glassy, but I can't look away. Rounds whiz over his head and blasts in the rock behind him. My palms sweat.
Home a folded flag. Hero is an understatement to describe the unthinkable, unimaginable level of bravery and courage that it is presented by a veteran to help make this world a better place, from the pure goodness of their hearts and selflessness that we owe our infinite gratitude towards. Sacrifice is defined as devoting oneself to higher public cause. Sacrifice is being willing to do the absolute extreme to accomplish your goal and putting yourself in danger while doing so. Sacrifice is giving up something you cherish very much for the greater good of humanity. A veteran does not only sacrifice the steady rhythm of their hearts, the expanding and releasing of their two lungs, they sacrifice so much more. Fathers and mothers spending months without seeing their children, only to find out they have grown to teens. Sons and daughters coming home for the holiday, realizing their parents are a little more gray. Sisters and brothers traveling off into the world, fighting for our lives, noticing when they come back they no longer have that sibling bond. Instead of coming home to a loving spouse, they instead must go to a bed alone and face the darkness and homesick feeling that are cooped up inside. Sacrifice is giving up having a normal life so that we can. Sacrifice is love. A folded flag, the first fold symbolizes life itself. The second fold represents faith and belief in eternal life. The third fold is a fold made to honor and remember veterans departing the forces that gave a piece of themselves and gave their whole hearts to protect and fight for lasting peace. In 1923, folding the flag began to create tradition and to symbolize how our flag shall never be treated with disrespect. It flies high in the air, showing our battles, showing our victories, and showing our defeats. It shows the hard times and the good times we have struggled through as a country, and it reflects all the honored veterans who gave their life for that flag. Some who will send a folded flag home, others who will receive the flag after their duty time has been done and they can go home themselves. From the Greek tale of Hercules, Zeus once said, "For a true hero isn't measured by the size of his strength, but by the true strength of his heart." My great-granddad, who just passed away at the age of 88 from coronavirus, served in the Navy in World War II. I've heard many stories of how he came close to death, how he became family with his crew, how he would have to use the restroom in holes on the boat that would lead to the ocean where it would be dumped. I loved listening to those stories. I loved listening to how much heart it truly did take for him to go through pain that no human should ever have to go through. I loved listening to the funny pranks he would tell us about that he would pull on his crewmates. I loved listening to how he, as such an ordinary man that created such a beautiful family, was a part of changing and bettering our world. It was and still is such an honor to have been his great-grandchild, and he remains in our hearts forever. He is our hero. We make sacrifice for things so much bigger than ourselves. Those sacrifices give us the strength and willpower to push through anything. Veterans give us strength by leading by example and showing us that any average person can be a hero. Any person can go and fight for our country. All it takes is courage and a lot of heart. Our flag and our country is worth the sacrifice and are worthy of all the hearts put forth to protect it, just as our veterans are. Thank you.
shout out to my boy Josh Rousseau, former NJROTC student and now in the Army. Thank you.
Okay, hi, I'm Ashley.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm Wesley, and we would just like to say
Thank you for your service.
I'd just like to say thank you for all the sacrifices you've made, and thank you for fighting for the freedom of the American people back home.
Thank you for your service, veterans.
Thank you, veterans. We appreciate you.
Thank you for your service, veterans.
Thank you for your service.
We really appreciate the sacrifice you made for our country.
Thank you, veterans, for all you do for this country.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you, veterans,
for all your services and sacrifices
for our country.
Thank you, veterans, for all you've done.
I'd like to send a special veteran shout out to my cousin Josh Catt, my uncle Jack Catt, my brother and sister-in-laws Stephen and Melanie Schwartfager, to all of our countless friends here in town who are veterans, but most especially to my Grandpa Lofton, who was a salvage diver at Pearl Harbor during World War II, to my father, who served as a lieutenant commander in the Navy throughout my lifetime, and to my brother DJ Lofton, who is currently serving in Bremerton, Washington. The sacrifices you've made for our family and for our country do not go unnoticed, and we love you.
Hi, I just wanted to say that my hero is Wayne McCleft. Not only has he served our country in the Army and the Air Force, but he also is a wonderful hero to my mother, who is suffering from Parkinson's, and he stands by her side. He was a nurse for a long time, so he's really done so many things to give back to the community and to give to my family. So thank you, Wayne, love you, and happy Veterans Day.
Thank you, veterans.
Thank you for your service.
Hello to all the veterans of America and to my grandfather if you're watching this. I just want to say thank you for your service and the sacrifices you've made for our country and for America to be able to stand strong and remain free.
Hello to all the veterans out there, and to my grandpa, I want to say thank you for risking your life to protect this wonderful country of ours. And I want to say thank you for standing strong even though you are the last of your troop. And I just want to let you know that I love you and thank you very much.
As a team to get ready for games. I always really try to sit down and walk myself through the game. A lot of kids like to get loud and get excited before games, but that's really not my thing. I like to kind of sit down and think it through and just get more intense in my head as opposed to just getting loud. I think like our goal is every year, we want to go as far as we can in the playoffs, and we want to make it to state, but we take it one game at a time and we want to win one game at a time. So I think that's the goal for now. My name is Austin Griffin. I'm a senior and I play fullback for the Montrose High School football team. I think my dad was probably my biggest football inspiration. He was always really involved in football, and I've always looked up to him and how he played in college, so I've always kind of wanted to live up to his reputation. I think the biggest accomplishment for me was last year when I got to be all-state honorable mention for football and first team all-conference. That was pretty cool for me. As a team, we always go through and do a couple things, but we focus on really being a team for our pregame stuff. We actually really don't do a lot of individual stuff, I think. We really focus on being together as a team to get ready for games. I always really try to sit down and walk myself through the game. A lot of kids like to get loud and get excited before games, but that's really not my thing. I like to kind of sit down and think it through and just get more intense in my head as opposed to just getting loud. I think like our goal is every year, we want to go as far as we can in the playoffs, and we want to make it to state, but we take it one game at a time, and we want to win one game at a time. So I think that's the goal for now. My name is Austin Griffin. I'm a senior, and I play fullback for the Montrose High School football team. I think my dad was probably my biggest football inspiration. He was always really involved in football, and I've always looked up to him and how he played in college. So I've always kind of wanted to live up to his reputation. I think the biggest accomplishment for me was last year when I got to be all-state honorable mention for football and first team all-conference. That was pretty cool for me. As a team, we always go through and do a couple things, but
my name is Gage Wareham. I'm a sophomore and I play football. My goals for this season really are just, go as far as we can as a team, and if that leads us to state or really far into the playoffs, that'll be it. The person that inspired me most to play football was probably my dad, because going through all of his old stuff, just seeing all of his old things. I listen to a lot of music before games, like a lot of music. Sometimes it goes from country to rap, like on and off, and then there's some games where it's just rap and some games where it's just country. My pregame routine is pretty much, I get there, I get dressed as fast as I can, even if there's a lot of time left. Then I tape my fingers and then wet my hair and put my helmet on and just sit there. My name is Gage Wareham. I'm a sophomore and I play football. My goals for this season really are just, go as far as we can as a team, and if that leads us to state or really far into the playoffs, that'll be it. The person that inspired me most to play football was probably my dad, because going through all of his old stuff, just seeing all of his old things. I listen to a lot of music before games, like a lot of music. Sometimes it goes from country to rap, like on and off, and then there's some games where it's just rap and some games where it's just country. My pregame routine is pretty much, I get there, I get dressed as fast as I can, even if there's a lot of time left. Then I tape my fingers and then wet my hair and put my helmet on and just sit there. My name is Gage Wareham. I'm a sophomore and I play football.
In his face, his dying and coming back to life over and over again. Face flushing from red to gray nonstop, and here I sat. Here in the comfort of my home, here in the safety that he gave me. The same man on the screen. I thought of all the ways I needed to repay him, and I'm not letting my selfishness hold it back this time. Thank you. From the girl sitting in front of the screen. He doesn't even know her, but in this moment her heart is swollen with too much praise it hurts. She is truly humbled by the price of which he fought for their country, for the bravery he displayed and the willingness he did it with. Even if she'll never meet the girl who sat in front of the TV, he is the reason she is thriving today. So with all the might she can. Hi, I'm Audrey Ryder, and I'm here to read a poem I wrote in honor of Veterans Day. My eyes are glassy, but I can't look away. Rounds whiz over his head and blast in the rock behind him. My palms sweat. I could see it in his face, his dying and coming back to life over and over again. Face flushing from red to gray nonstop, and here I sat. Here in the comfort of my home, here in the safety that he gave me. The same man on the screen. I thought of all the ways I needed to repay him, and I'm not letting my selfishness hold it back this time. Thank you. From the girl sitting in front of the screen. He doesn't even know her, but in this moment her heart is swollen with too much praise it hurts. She is truly humbled by the price of which he fought for their country, for the bravery he displayed and the willingness he did it with. Even if she'll never meet the girl who sat in front of the TV, he is the reason she is thriving today. So with all the might she can, even if it'll never add up to his sacrifice, to all the men and women who have done what most of us will never understand, thank you for your service.
Hi, I'm Ellie Duncan, and I just wanted to say thank you, and I wrote an essay in honor of veterans. John 15:13 says, "Greater love has no one than this, that he lay down his life for his friends." The sacrifice made every day from these righteous citizens to put their life on the line for the red, white, and blue, for a better tomorrow, for the future of our country. Some loved ones being left at home, having to say goodbye to their dearest, and some loved ones being left on the battlefield, sending home a folded flag. Hero is an understatement to describe the unthinkable, unimaginable unimaginable level of bravery and courage that it is presented by a veteran to help make this world a better place, from the pure goodness of their hearts and selflessness that we owe our infinite gratitude towards. Sacrifice is defined as devoting oneself to higher public cause. Sacrifice is being willing to do the absolute extreme to accomplish your goal and putting yourself in danger while doing so. Sacrifice is giving up something you cherish very much for the greater good of humanity. A veteran does not only sacrifice the steady rhythm of their hearts, the expanding and releasing of their two lungs, they sacrifice so much more. Fathers and mothers spending months without seeing their children, only to find out they have grown to teens. Sons and daughters coming home for the holiday, realizing their parents are a little more gray. Sisters and brothers traveling off into the world, fighting for our lives, noticing when they come back they no longer have that sibling bond. Instead of coming home to a loving spouse, they instead must go to a bed alone and face the darkness and homesick feeling that are cooped up inside. Sacrifice is giving up having a normal life so that we can. Sacrifice is love. A folded flag, the first fold symbolizes life itself. The second fold represents faith and belief in eternal life. The third fold is a fold made to honor and remember veterans departing the forces that gave a piece of themselves and gave their whole hearts to protect and fight for lasting peace. In 1923, folding the flag began to create tradition and to symbolize how our flag shall never be treated with disrespect. It flies high in the air, showing our battles, showing our victories, and showing our defeats. It shows the hard times and the good times we have struggled through as a country, and it reflects all the honored veterans who gave their life for that flag. Some who will send a folded flag home, others who will receive the flag after their duty time has been done and they can go home themselves. From the Greek tale of Hercules, Zeus once said, "For a true hero isn't measured by the size of his strength, but by the true strength of his heart." My great-granddad, who just passed away at the age of 88 from coronavirus, served in the Navy in World War II. I've heard many stories of how he came close to death, how he became family with his crew, how he would have to use the restroom in holes on the boat that would lead to the ocean where it would be dumped. I loved listening to those stories. I loved listening to how much heart it truly did take for him to go through pain that no human should ever have to go through. I love listening to the funny pranks he would tell us about that he would pull on his crewmates. I love listening to how he, as such an ordinary man that created such a beautiful family, was a part of changing and bettering our world. It was and still is such an honor to have been his great-grandchild, and he remains in our hearts forever. He is our hero. We make sacrifice for things so much bigger than ourselves. Those sacrifices give us the strength and willpower to push through anything. Veterans give us strength by leading by example and showing us that any average person can be a hero. Any person can go and fight for our country. All it takes is courage and a lot of heart. Our flag and our country is worth the sacrifice and are worthy of all the hearts put forth to protect it, just as our veterans are. Thank you.
If you are going to start, then I can do in a moment. Let me get the mic. Okay, I think that's more than close enough. What do you think? Right here? Take a look.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Okay. You point and tell me when. Anthem and everything's up for sure. Presentation of the colors and all that stuff. We ready?
And of course, children will be supervised by an adult.
Well, good evening and welcome to the first round of the 4A playoffs. This is Pat Hooley. I am here doing the Montrose media, who are on YouTube and Facebook. I'm joined here by Ivana and Olivia. And tonight we have the visiting Denver South Ravens playing the Montrose Indians. Last week was a play-in round. The Denver South had to play Mesa Ridge and defeated them 24-21. The Indians, being the number 1 seed, got the week off, and that was a much-needed week off as they had some serious injuries in that last victory over Ponderosa. The most serious one, of course, was Austin Griffin injuring his hamstring. He will not be playing tonight, and his future in the playoffs is still pretty murky. The other young man who twisted an ankle was Tane Ela, and Tane will be playing tonight. I've talked to him a couple times this week, and saw him yesterday walking in street clothes, and he was limping just the slightest little bit, but he'll be taped up heavily, and Tane will be playing again, and that's a much-needed replacement at that inside linebacker spot. The Indians do come in at 10-0. They are undefeated. They are the number 1 seed. Denver South comes in at 9-2. They are the number 17 seed. They play in the Metro 2 League that Grand Junction was part of this year. Montrose was in the Southern 1 League, and that was one tough league. The Indians got the number 1 seed because they ran the table, defeating 3 other playoff teams just in league play alone. The other playoff team that they defeated during the year, of course, was Fruita Monument. Fruita Monument playing tonight at another undefeated team, and that is Erie, up near Greeley. The Indians come in averaging 39.5 points per game. Denver South comes in averaging 39.7, and of course they have much contrasting styles of play. The Ravens will spread the field. They'll run that spread that so many teams have taken over the past few years. The Indians, of course, will stay with that ground and pound double wing game. The Indians do not post their statistics on Max Preps, but they are averaging very much over 300 yards a game in rushing and passing combined, with most of it coming on the ground. Gage Wareham, the quarterback, has not been asked to throw the ball much. It will be interesting to see just how much the Indians decide to throw the ball tonight, because every team stacks the middle to try to stop the Indians' running game. The Ravens, they're skill players. It's a young team, by the way. They only have 6 seniors on the roster, or 7 seniors on the roster. They're all of their skill players. Capra, the quarterback, Chevelle Early, their excellent running back, is a sophomore. Capra's a junior. Caldwell, McGrath, and Morum, their leading receivers, are all juniors. The Indians, on the other hand, are senior heavy. They have 13 seniors on the roster, and on their starting, between the offense and defense, they start 9, sometimes 10 different seniors. Of course, Austin Griffin, one of those seniors, will not be playing tonight. Starting lineup for the Indians, it will be at tight end will be Ashton Oberg, the senior. At right tackle will be Jason English. He's a junior, number 58. Bodie Griner will continue to play both ways. He will play right guard. He is a senior, number 52. Demarion Lopez, their center, number 55, is a junior. Now filling in, he played last week after an injury to Ela, and that is Cortland Nelson, number 65, a sophomore. And at left tackle will be Isaac Harshman Lovato, a senior. In the backfield, of course, it will be the quarterback, a sophomore, Gage Wareham. He has started since the second game of the season. And then the fullback will more than likely be Blake Griffin, who took over for Austin last week. And what Blake brings to the game is not so much a power running game, but a speed game, a quickness game. And then they will rotate running backs. It will be Eckerman and Hartman at the wing backs, and Gabe Miller will fill in there. At wide receiver, a senior, that is Bridger Kurtz, number 6. Now they have a common opponent, and that was Grand Junction. And they both handily beat Grand Junction. Denver South beat them in league 56-14. Grand Junction lost to the Indians in preseason 54-7. Now the winner of this game will play the winner of the number 8, number 9 game that's being played this evening, and that is number 8 Fountain Fort Carson going against number 9 Golden. Whether that will be a home game or away to be determined. In the playoffs, last week, as I pointed out, Denver South had to play their way in. Indians got that bye as they were the number 1 seed. The number 1 through number 8 seed all got a bye, and they will all be playing tonight or tomorrow. The Indians coming out in their black uniforms, red helmets, red numbers. Huge crowd here, and I want to welcome any and all Denver South fans who are tuned in to either YouTube or Facebook. We're very pleased to be able to bring you the opportunity to see your boys play. Denver South will be in white uniforms with purple helmets, purple numbers outlined in a little bit of black, a little bit of silver. 6:39 to go before the official kickoff. Denver South's 2 losses this year, late in August, in fact, the first game of the season, they lost to Mesa Ridge 31-28, and then in October, in the middle of October, they lost to Vista Peak 24-14. That was their league loss. They ended up 4-1 in that Metro 2 league, and last week, coincidentally enough, they had to play Mesa Ridge to get into this play-in round, this first round of the playoffs, and they defeated Mesa Ridge 24-21. So the very first game of the season, they lose by 3 to Mesa Ridge, and then 2 months later, last week, they defeat Mesa Ridge 24-21. The Indians' last game was 2 weeks ago, and that was their final home game, and that was against Ponderosa, a game that 19-14, the Indians made a lot of mistakes, and they will hopefully rectify those now. We're going to go silent now as we have the presentation of the colors. Oops. We had the singing of the national anthem, the color guard, the colors presented by Montrose High School NJROTC Color Guard. A little bit of a glitch during the national anthem, but what was awesome was that this huge crowd picked up and sang the rest of the anthem. Very patriotic, especially just the day after Veterans Day. At halftime, we will be presenting the Montrose High School Marching Band's full performance, and they did very, very well at state competition. They qualified number 2 out of our region as a 4A, and we're in the final 6 over in Denver. So when the half comes to an end, the video will continue. I will go silent, and you'll be able to see the entire marching band presentation along with their music. Right now, we're having the flip of the coin out at midfield. For Indians captains, for Ravens out there, and we are into the one and done portion of the season now. The winner of this game advances into the quarterfinals. The loser goes home, prepares for wrestling, basketball, etc. Once again, the Indians have won the toss. They're going to receive. They're going to defend the north end of the field. The Ravens will kick off. They will defend the south end of the field, and we're about to get ready. Once again, this presentation brought to you on YouTube and Facebook by the Montrose Media. Looks like about 30, 40 fans from the Denver area have made the trip over. We had excellent weather to travel today, which is always a good thing when you have to travel over here to the Western Slope. Going back for the Indians to receive will be Miller, Gabe Miller, the senior, and Ethan Hartman, both with excellent speed. The kicking will be handled by Max Lindenbaum, a junior, number 80, for the South Ravens. Everything's set. Sideline ref goes back to the side. There's the signal. Lindenbaum gets the signal. We're about to get underway. High driving kick. This will go to Hartman. Hartman guts blocking up the middle, breaks into the middle. Fights his way out, spins out of a tackle. Keeps going all the way to the 50-yard line. An outstanding start for the Montrose Indians. It will be 1st and 10 for the Indians right at midfield. Outstanding special teams play. As you can see, the tail end of the ball, or the nose of the ball, just inside Raven territory. So we'll call it 1st and 10 right from the 50-yard line, just underway, 11:52 to play, of course, no score. Indians will come to the line. They are going to overbalance to the left side. They have 2 wingbacks. Wareham under center. Man in motion is Hartman. They'll pitch it. This is Blake Griffin. Gets the corner. Down the sideline he goes. Fights 30-yard line. A 30-yard gain for Blake Griffin, and there's the speed that young man brings, but there's a flag about 7-8 yards downfield, waiting to see what the call is. This will be a hold against the Indians. It's a spot foul, so that run is negated. It will be, they'll walk off 10. So it was 8 yards down the field, so the ball will be placed at the Indian 48. And this will be, they'll replay first down. It'll be 1st and 12. But that gives you an indication of the kind of speed that Blake Griffin brings to the game. Wareham brings the play in from the sideline. Clock stopped on the penalty, 11:43 to play here. Kurtz will come wide to the right. They'll go into the double wing, their usual formation. Man in motion. Inside handoff. Griffin breaks a tackle at the line, fights forward, gets hit, fumbles. Ball down. South saying they've got it, waiting for the men in stripes to agree. Blake took quite a hit, and apparently he covered his fumble. So the Indians catch a big break. That could have been a huge change in momentum, as the Indians have ripped off 2 big running plays, one negated by the penalty. So it will be 2nd and 2. Griffin credited with a 10-yard run. He'll line up at fullback. Kurtz goes wide to the left. Oberg will reset left side. Double wing formation. Man in motion. Hartman takes the handoff, cuts off the left side. He's got the first down, gets hit inside the 35-yard line. He'll be down to about the 33-yard line, where it will be an Indian 1st and 10, 10:54 to play here in the first. Inside trap on the left side. That line of English, Greiner, Lopez, Nelson, and Harshman Lovato doing their usual excellent job. Lopez brings him to the line. Wareham will go under center. Double wing tight formation. Wareham to throw. Looking, fires it down. He's got his man. That's Hartman. Looks on the sideline. Gets knocked out inside the 10-yard line. So Hartman just snuck out there. And Wareham with an easy throw behind the linebackers, crowding the line. And the Indians roll up another first down. It will be 1st and 10. It'll be 1st and goal at about the 6-yard line. Kurtz comes way to the right side. Ball on the left hash mark. Wareham looks to the sideline, gets the signal. They'll stay double wing. Griffin at fullback. Man in motion is Hartman. They'll give him the ball, powering forward, and he is smothered under, and a flag comes flying out from way, way behind the pile. The pile was over on the left side of the field, and the referee threw he saw something. He was at least 15, 20 yards away. We will see what this call is. Personal foul against South. He saw something in there. I did not. But it's going to move the ball even closer to the goal line. So it'll be 1st and goal. They'll get first down again. And it's very close to the 3-yard line, maybe the 2. 9:49 to play, first possession. Kurtz will go out to the left side. Wareham under center, double wing. Griffin at fullback, man in motion. Inside handoff to Griffin, and he powers in for the 2-yard touchdown. 9:35 to play in the first period. And Griffin goes in with a 2-yard TD to make the score 6-0. Later will come in to attempt the point after touchdown. But the Indians got that outstanding kickoff return to the 50-yard line, had a 30-yard game negated by a holding call, and overcame it, the big play being the pass to Hartman over the middle. Hartman to hold. Leyva puts the ball up, right down the middle of the fairway. And the Indians go 50 yards on their first possession. Score to make it 7-0. 9:37 to play here in the first period. And the Denver South Ravens will get their first possession on the kickoff. They will send Dominic McGrath.
You guys need to zoom in a little bit more. When you get excited, your mic cuts out. I don't know. That's what Stacia said.
McGrath will be back to return. Leyva quite often puts the kickoff into the end zone. Now, a little bit later start in terms of the weather and the cold because of daylight savings time ending. So we'll see. He has a powerful leg. We'll see if he can get it into the end zone. Number 13, McGrath, definitely believes that Leyva can get it to him as he is lined up right on the goal line. Leyva gets the signal, approaches the ball, drives it down, and this will go into the end zone for a touchback. So the Ravens will get the ball for their first possession, 1st and 10, going from right to left. And that will bring out their junior quarterback, their all-purpose quarterback, Joseph Capra, their outstanding sophomore running back, Chevelle Early, and that crew of receivers. The top receiver in terms of yards is number 1, Caldwell, and then McGrath and Morm also have shared quite a few receptions. Capra will go into the gun. This is the spread, 2 wide to each side. Early in the backfield, man in motion, they'll pitch it, they'll do a double pitch, and this is Caldwell on the end around, and good job over there. I believe that's Miller who stayed home, because if he had gone into the middle, Caldwell would still be running. As it is, it was an 8-yard gain. It'll bring up 2nd and 2. They'll send 3 wideouts to the left side, 1 to the right. Capra in the gun. He'll take it. He'll throw a quick out. Over it goes, and tackled down immediately is McGrath. Outstanding play out there by Jason Killen. So they actually lose a little bit. It'll bring up 3rd and almost 3. 8:38 to play in the first period. Indians lead at 7-0. Out to the right side now. We'll go 3 receivers, 1 to the left. Capra's still in the gun. Early to his right. They'll hand it off to Early. His first carry of the game. Breaks a tackle in the backfield. Breaks around the left side. He'll have the first down out to the 40-yard line. So good run, good blocking by the Ravens line on the left side. And Early picks up an easy first down, gaining almost 12 yards. So 1st and 10 from the Raven 40-yard line. 3 wides to the right, 1 to the left. Capra looks to the sideline to get the call. He'll reset Early to his right side. Capra rolls to his right, rolling, waiting. Throws the ball late and gets his man. This is Caldwell. He'll be about a half-yard short. His feet came out from under him as the ball was thrown behind him. It'll bring up, it's a 9-yard gain. This will bring up 2nd and 1. A little bit less than 1. Ball on the right hash mark. 3 come to the left, 1 to the right. Early on the right side of Capra. Capra takes his time. There it is. They'll give it to Early. Early in the backfield. Gets hit in the backfield. A flag comes flying. 2 flags come flying. And we will wait and see. Early was stopped short of the first down. He's actually brought back. And this is a hold against the Ravens. And this again is a spot foul. Flag is laying at the 47-yard line of the Ravens, so they'll walk it back inside the 40-yard line, where it will be second, and they will be behind the chains, still waiting for him to set the ball.
And so it looks like it'll just go from the line of scrimmage. And that will put them roughly at about 2nd and 10.
So second and a little more than 10. Ball just inside their own 40-yard line. 2 wides to each side. Capper, another long count. Takes it, drops straight back. Looking, gets flushed out of the pocket. Running. Going to throw it late, and it's picked off down the left sideline. Indians with the turnover. Pressure on Capra. He tried to hit his wide out, and the safety came in. That's Gabe Miller with the interception. 6:33 to play. Miller intercepts. And the Indians with another short field will have a 1st and 10 from the Raven 37-yard line. Outstanding play as Miller read that all the way and hit it. And really a good job by the Ravens to stop him from going the distance. Wareham will bring him out. Indians lead it 7-0, 6:33 to play in the first, and they've got a short field to play with after that turnover. Tight formation, Hartman in motion, inside handoff. This is Miller, second man through, and he will pick up close to 6. This will bring up 2nd and 4, actually 5. Wareham gets the play, comes in. Kurtz comes wide to the right, ball on the left hash mark. Now they will put 3 receivers out to the right side, Griffin alone in the backfield. They'll pitch it to him, and he is just swarmed under in the backfield. Outstanding play there by Sharif Boylan, the junior linebacker, who read that all the way. And a big loss by the Indians, a rare loss on a running play by the Indians. It'll bring up 3rd and 12. Huge play for the Ravens defense after giving up the ball on that interception. 5:30 to play in the in the first period. Indians lead it 7-0. Their second possession. They come quick. Hand off to Hartman. Tries to get up the left side. He's going to get hit at the line and fall forward. He will gain 3, but it's going to bring up 4th and the better part of 9 yards to go. And we'll see. Looks like the Indians are going to go. Barney will come out. Oberg will line up on the left side at tight end. Double wing formation. Ravens put 5 on the line. Straight drop. Wareham fires an inside screen. He's got Hartman on the same play. Down the sideline, he has more than enough for the first down. Same play that gashed the Ravens on the first drive. And this one on 4th down, once again, Hartman just circled out of the backfield, got behind the linebackers who were crowding the line expecting the run, and Hartman with another big run, or catch and run, and the Indians stay in business with a 1st and 10 from the Raven 20.5-yard line. Ball on the left hash mark. Kurtz comes wide to the right. Single coverage out there, that's Campbell. Man in motion is Miller. Inside handoff to Griffin. He powers forward off the right side and keeps fighting and churning. Manages to pick up the better part of 4 yards to bring up 2nd and 6. 3:59 clock running here in the first period. Indians lead at 7-0 at the moment. Kurtz comes to the right side again. Coverage out there by Demahe Wells. Inside handoff. Nope, Wareham's going to keep it. Gets the corner. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Wareham. 3:32 to go here in the period. Wareham keeps the ball as all three running backs crashed into the line. Everybody bit. Wareham with a great ball fake takes it in for the touchdown, 13-0. Here's the extra point attempt, and that is right down the middle. And just like that, they turn the interception into a touchdown, and the Indians take a 14-0 lead, 3:32 to play here in the first period. So the Indians on their first possession avoided a bit of disaster as Griffin did fumble after being hit hard, but he managed to cover his own fumble. And then the Indians continued the march after that short field on Hartman's excellent kickoff return. The over-the-middle pass to Hartman that got them far downfield. And then in the second possession, they run exactly the same play on 4th and 12, and he gets the big first down, and then Wareham takes it in, and that is how we get to 14-0. Leyva to kick off again. Now they have Caldwell back deep for the Ravens. And this is going to be a short kick. This is going to hit the ground. No, it's going to be taken by one of the upbacks. And good special teams play as that short kick was taken by McGrath. And the Ravens will have the ball at their own 25-yard line, or excuse me, 30-yard line, where it will be 1st and 10. Clock stop with 3:26 to play in the first, 14-0 Indians. Capra back in the gun, as he will be all night long. 3 wides to the right, 1 to the left. Capra takes it, fakes the handoff. He's going to run it himself. Breaks forward, and he will get about 3 yards. Tackled by Greiner. So 2nd and 7.5. The 3-man line for the Indians has done an outstanding job on defense. Linebacking core with lots of speed. 2 wides to each side this time for the Ravens. Early to Capra's left. Capra looking, fires it out to Early. Early gets the catch, and he'll be hit and dragged out by Greiner. They should have, that will be a first down for the Ravens. So getting the ball in their outstanding running back's hands, either on a handoff or on the throw. Ravens have been able to move the ball, but that interception on their first possession was turned into a touchdown by the Indians. Early goes out of the game. 3 wides to the right, 1 to the left. Capra going to hand it off inside. This is McGrath. McGrath got nowhere to go as he's swarmed under out there by Jackson Tosi. And also Tain Ela. So good to see Tain Ela out there moving around as well as he is. Once again, that Ponderosa game 2 weeks ago, he did twist his ankle. And it was fortunate that they had the 2 weeks for him to heal up. 3 wides to the right, 1 to the left. Capra on 2nd and 8. Going to drop straight back, fire a crossing pattern. Hits McGrath over the middle. He's immediately swarmed under by Duke. And they will have 3rd and 3. Ball just inside the 50-yard line on the Ravens side of the field. 1:36 to play here in the first. Indians lead at 14-0. Ravens driving. They'll go 2 wides to each side. Capra with Early to his left. Takes a snap. Going to get flushed out. He'll rush forward. He'll have the first down and run out of bounds in Indian territory at about the 45-yard line. See exactly where he went out. You see he stepped out actually at the 47. So 1st and 10 for the Ravens. They'll get the change set. The clock will stop. We'll start again. 1:15 to play on the snap. 3 wides come to the left side. Capper in the backfield. Under heavy pressure. Going to get flushed out to the left. Still running, still running. He's going to get swarmed under. This is going to be a loss of almost 8 yards. So big rush by the Indians that time. And Capper gets swarmed under. Jackson Tosi once again with an outstanding play. And this will bring up 2nd and 17 now. They've got to get down to the Indian 37-yard line. Ball is on their own 47. 2nd and very long for the Ravens. Here's a snap, high snap. And that breaks up the play, and Early's going to get caught in the backfield. That high snap messed up the timing on that as Capra had to jump high in the air. He's very lucky that it didn't go over his head. That was a really good play by Capra just to bring that ball down. And by the time he handed it off to Early on the sweep, the Indian defense was there to bring him down for little or no gain. In fact, a loss of about a yard will bring up 3rd and 17 now. And the first period comes to an end with the Montrose Indians leading the Denver South Ravens 14-0 in this first round of the 4A playoffs. We're going to go silent for about a minute. Okay, started the second period here. The Indians lead at 14-0. Teams have flipped the field. Now South going from left to right. 3rd and the better part of 18 yards. Capra, straight drop back. Under pressure, gets flushed out. It's going to get brought down again. Ashton Oburn had the first hit, and then it got cleaned up by Demarion Lopez, and he's dropped all the way back to their own 30-yard line. And so we'll have our first punt of the game. This will be Jonah Burke, a junior, and the Indians will send Hartman back into his own territory for the first punt of the evening. 11:20 to play. Good snap. Wobbly kick. Hartman is going to let it hit and bounce, and it will take a south roll. It's going to roll all the way down inside the 30 and die at the Indian 26-yard line, where it will be 1st and 10 for the Montrose Indians, leading the Denver South Ravens 14-0 in this first round 4A playoff game. This is exactly where the Indians want to be. They want to have a lead and go back to their ground and pound game that eats up the clock, even this early in the game, so that the Ravens get as few possessions as possible. And believe me, everybody who plays the Indians knows that is their scheme. Kurtz will come wide to the left. Luke Barney will reset over to the right side at tight end. Man in motion. Hand off to Hartman. Hartman up the middle. Breaks a tackle. He'll have the first down. Tackled by the safety out there. That's Jonah Burke. But great blocking once again on the left side of the line by Harshman Lovato and the sophomore, Cortland Nelson. 1st and 10 for the Indians from their own 38-yard line. 10:52 to play in the half. They lead at 14 to nothing, excuse me. Miller gets the end around, breaks off a tackle, into the secondary he goes, breaks another tackle, goes flying down to the 35-yard line of the Ravens, and a huge gain. And one thing that the Ravens are going to figure out in a hurry is that arm tackling is not going to bring these running backs down. He ran through at least 4 white shirts on the right side of the Indian line. He just refused to go down, kept his legs churning, and the result is another chunk play for the Indians. 1st and 10 from the 35 of the Ravens. Kurtz will come wide to the left. He'll be covered out there by Demaje Wells. And in motion, it's an inside reverse. Hartman down the left side, breaks into the secondary. Fighting, running, into the end zone he goes. No flags. The double handoff that takes incredible timing ends up with Hartman going 30 yards. 10:06 to go. Makes it 20 to nothing with Leiva's kick to come. Here's the snap, and South will be offside. So they'll move the ball half the distance, and the Indians can make a decision as to whether they, because it's closer or not, they decide to stay with a kick. With a 20 to nothing lead, why not? There's a snap, good hold, kick is up, and 3 in a row for Leiva. Makes it 21 to nothing with 10:06 to play in the first half. Going to go silent until the kickoff.
Jimmy Jones, Montrose State Bank, H&R Block, Grace Community Church, Siemens Heating and Air Conditioning, Black Canyon Auto Repair, and Alpine Bank. Once again, thank you so much for your support.
Welcome back. 10:06 to play in the half. Indians have taken a 21 to nothing lead on the Denver South Ravens. The Indians getting organized out there on their kickoff team. Leiva ready. Back is McGrath, I believe. Have to wait and see a young man turn towards me. Leiva gets the signal, and here's the kick. Driving kick. This will scoot into the end zone. It'll be another touchback, and the Ravens will start 1st and 10, trailing it 21 to nothing in the first period. Griffin went in from 2 yards out to make it 6 to nothing. Leiva's kick was good, and then with 6:37 to go, Miller intercepted the ball, and the Indians turned that into a touchdown as Wareham went in from 12 yards out on a keeper, and then Hartman just went in from 30 yards out here in the second period to make it 21 to nothing. 2 wides to each side for the Ravens. Capper looks, takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself. Tries to get outside. He does get something out of it. Got a good lead block by Early. He will pick up the better part of 5 yards to make it 2nd, and actually it's 4. It'll be 2nd and 6. 9:50 to play in the half. Indians lead at 21 to nothing. Ravens will send 3 wides to the right side, 1 to the left. Early will stay in the backfield with Capra in the gun. Capra takes the snap, hands it off to Early. Early breaks a tackle in the backfield and then gets met by Bodie Griner. as well as Jackson Tozy. And when you get met by those guys, you go down. Gain of 2 yards, bring up 3rd and 3. 3 wides to the right, 1 to the left, early in the backfield to the right side of Capra. 4 linemen. Here's the rush. Capra ready to throw. Flushed out of the backfield. Trying to run. He'll have enough for the first down and wisely goes out of bounds. He will get about 6 on the play. It'll bring up 1st and 10. Chased out of bounds on the far side by Tane Ela. And Tane looks like that ankle is not bothering him at all. He was moving with authority. Good news for the Indians. So 1st and 10 for the Ravens from their own 34. 8:46 to play in the half, trailing 21-0. 3 wides to the right, 1 to the left. Capra gets the snap. Under pressure, fires the ball down the seam and almost intercepted out there. There were 3 Indians there. Killen had a shot at it. Hartman had a shot at it. And Capra throwing into triple coverage, actually lucky that that one was not picked off. So that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Clock stop with 8:41 to play in the half. Capra throws a nice ball, but that was not a good decision as far as where he threw it. 3 wides to the right side, 1 to the left. Ball right in the middle of the field. Capra drops. Under pressure. Oberg going to flush him out. And a flag in the backfield. The pass will be dropped as the receiver down there took quite a hit from Jackson Killen. Flag in the backfield. Chances are this is going to be a hold. Checking with Coach Mertens as to what he wants to do, as that would bring up 3rd and 10 on the incomplete pass, but it is a hold, and it is going to be walked off from the spot, and this is going to put the Ravens back inside their own 15-yard line, and this is 2nd and a long way. Let's put it over 30 yards to go. 8:32 to play in the half. Ravens way behind the chains. Capra in the backfield. He's been under heavy pressure all night. Drops. Going to fire a screen over the middle, and that one is knocked down in the middle. The linemen for the Ravens were there, but it gets knocked down by Bodie Griner. He was just the one black shirt in the middle of all those white shirts, and he jumped up and knocked that down. Good athleticism by Bodie. Clock stops, 8:27 to play. Still 3rd and close to 30 yards to go for the Ravens. If the Indians can hold here, they will undoubtedly get excellent field position on the punt. 3 wides to the right, 1 to the left. Capra, straight drop. He's going to throw it down the field. He's got a man running and good coverage down there. He's trying to get it to Caldwell, but covered very, very well. Out there by, I think that's McFarland, and the Ravens are going to have to punt it away. Clock stop, 8:20 to play in the half. And the kicker, Burke, is going to be standing right on his goal line. Hartman is going to set up just outside the Raven 40-yard line. High snap. He gets the kickoff, end over end. It's going to bounce, and Hartman's just going to let it bounce. It'll take a south roll, get inside the Indian 45-yard line, where they will have excellent field position starting 1st and 10 with 8:08 to play in the first half. Once again, at halftime, Montrose Media will be bringing you the Montrose Indian Marching Band's full marching band show that they performed at State. So the Indians leading 21-0. Take over again. Kurtz will come wide to the left. Griffin in the backfield. Man in motion is Miller. Gabe comes out, flips a little pass out. He had Griffin, and Griffin just short-armed it. Tough little angle, but more than anything, Blake, right at the moment it hit his hands, you could see him turn and look downfield. So incomplete pass will bring up 2nd and 10. Nose of the ball right on the Indian 45-yard line. If he had caught that, he had a lot of green ahead of him. Kurtz comes to the left side. Barney will reset at tight end on the left side. Wareham under center, man in motion. They'll give it to the first man through. Breaking through is Hartman, breaks a tackle at the line, continues to go in, and comes out with a 6-yard gain into Raven territory. It'll be 2nd and 4 from the Raven 49-yard line. And again, Hartman picked up easily 4 yards after contact. Just continues to run through arm tackles by the Ravens. Wareham under center, double wing. Now he'll step out, look to the sideline, get the call, checks his wristband, calls the play to the rest of the team. Everybody stays in position. Man in motion is Hartman. Inside handoff to Griffin. Powers forward. He falls forward. Second effort is going to get him the first down. He had to get to the 45-yard line. He was stopped short on the first hit and just kept powering forward. And the ball right on the line, and there's the signal for the 1st and 10. Clock stopped for the moment. 7:10 to play in the half. And they check again, and they do signal first down for the Indians, and now the clock will run. Indians lead it 21-0. 7 minutes to play in the first half. Kurtz will go wide to the right. Single coverage out there. 6 men on the line. Inside handoff. Wareham's going to keep it again. Off the right side he goes. Stiff arms one of the safeties and falls forward for an 8-yard gain. So second run of the night for Wareham as he fakes the handoff, sends the running back into the line, and then he continues on more or less a bootleg over the right side. And it will bring up 2nd and 8 as the clock runs down towards 6 minutes to play in the half. We commented a couple times in the Ponderosa game that Gage, after handing off the ball and running that fake, was wide open. Out in motion, inside handoff. No, Hartman's going to take it. Gets a good block from Miller. Hartman down the left sideline. Gets another excellent block by Kurtz, and he'll power out of bounds right at the 12-yard line of the Ravens, stopping the clock with 5:58 to play in the half. Outstanding downfield blocking by the Indians. And all Hartman had to do was just keep finding green grass ahead of him. Barney comes in. Oberg will come out. Oberg with that cast on his left hand. Still playing good defense and still blocking well. Kurtz will go wide to the right. 1st and 10 from the 12. Wareham rolling out, looking, fires it into Barney. Barney rolls into the end zone for a touchdown. 12-yard touchdown pass. Wareham to Barney. 27-0 Indians. So Wareham rolled out, gave Barney a chance to roll into the end zone, hit him with a strike, makes it 27-0. Leyva with the extra point. And Barney, Luke, number 44, is a big target. The kick is good. And with 5:50 to play in the half, the Indians have taken a commanding 28-0 lead on the Denver South Ravens. We'll go silent for about a minute.
I'd like to throw out a big thank you to our chain crew for all their many years of hard work. Guys, you do a great job. Thanks so much, fellas.
In the playoff season, we had a first round games in 2A, and 5A.
Leva puts the ball down, ready to kick off. Caldwell and McGrath back deep for the Ravens. Indians with a 28-0 lead, 5:50 to play in the half. Leva approaches, and he'll kick it on the ground. Bounces around. Caldwell will take it at his 10. Tries to go up the left side. Jukes, comes down, and now we got a foot race. And Leva, the kicker, the soccer player, does an outstanding job of going over and bringing Caldwell down. That was a touchdown-saving tackle by Leva, the kicker. And the Indian players all show how much they appreciate the fact you don't see many kickers that big, and more than anything, you don't see them taking on a running back down the sideline. That was an excellent play by Leva. So good return by Caldwell, and the Ravens in business at their own 47-yard line, 1st and 10, trailing 28-0. Capra takes it, hands it off to Early. Early off the left side, powers forward, keeps the pile moving. Good power by the sophomore running back. Gets another 2 yards after initial contact. Make it 2nd and 4 for the Ravens. And if you're the Ravens, you want to get something positive out of this to go into halftime with something positive to talk about, because not much has gone right for them tonight. They'll send 2 wides to each side. Capra in the gun, Early to his right. There's the snap. Capra, straight drop back, fires a crossing pass, throws it behind Caldwell, and Ela came through, almost picked it off, and Caldwell had to go high to his right, as that ball, if it had been thrown to his left, he'd still be running. So third and better part of 5 yards to go, and trailing 28-0, you got to believe the Ravens are probably in 4-down territory. Capra, double receivers to each side. Takes a snap, straight drop, going to get flushed out. Still coming, and he will be brought down as he wisely gets down just before Jackson Killen was about to drill him, and it'll bring up 4th and 5. And now it's going to be Coach Marini with a big decision to make here, and down 4 touchdowns here in the first half. They're going to go for it. He almost has to. Capra in the gun, 2 wides to each side, and the Indians are going to call their first timeout of the first half. They'll have 2 left. The Ravens have all 3 of theirs. So Coach Mertens wants to get his defense over and talk about what's going to happen out here, what they believe is going to happen, probably based on film study. So the Ravens go to the sideline with Coach Marini to plot their strategy with a 4th and 5. They've got to get to the Indian 43-yard line. Indians have put immense pressure on Capra all night long, forcing him to run to the side. He has picked up a first down by breaking out of the pocket. So we'll see if the Indian linebackers can stay home and keep that from happening. Capra back in the gun, 4th and 5. Here's the snap, straight drop. He'll throw a quick out, and through the hands of Caldwell. Caldwell on the sideline would have had the first down, so the Indians will take over on downs. 4:16 to play in the half. They already lead it 28-0, and again, they will have outstanding field position as they will have the ball at their own 47-yard line, 1st and 10. Wareham brings the play in from the sideline.
Hitting on all cylinders so far, offensively and defensively. Hurts is to the left.
Demarion Lopez brings him out. Double wing formation. Miller in motion. Wareham takes it. Flag comes flying from the sideline. And we will see which way the ball moves.
And it is going to be a defensive offsides on the Ravens. That'll put the Indians up 5 yards into Raven territory. It'll be 1st and 5.
So offside by the Ravens. They'll walk the ball into Raven territory. It'll be 1st and 5 from the Raven 48-yard line. And of course, the clock stops on the flag. 4:15 to play in the half. Indians lead at 28-0. Wareham brings him in. Kurtz will go wide to the left. Double wing again. Hartman and Miller. Griffin at fullback. Straight drop by Wareham. He's going to throw it down the sideline for Kurtz. Kurtz tries to get there. Outstanding coverage, though, by Demaje Wells, the junior defensive back. He had Kurtz well covered, and that falls harmlessly to the ground. So nice deep pass on 1st and 5. It'll bring up 2nd and 5. Clock stopped with 4:09 to play in the half. Demarion brings him out. Kurtz again will go wide to the left. Double wing again. Griffin at fullback. Man in motion. Handoff. This is Hartman. Breaks a tackle, and he is going to go all the way. He should have been stopped at the line of scrimmage. It's a 47-yard run by Hartman, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And with 3:59 to play, Hartman goes 47 yards to make it 34-0, and Leyva to come in, try to get his 5th extra point in a row. And the Indians in complete command of this game. Hartman to hold, trying to get his breath after that run. Good snap, down, kick is up, and it's good. 3:59 to play in the half. Indians lead it 35-0. And once again, we'll go quiet until the kickoff.
And we're going to have some strong cheerleaders over here as they keep doing push-ups for each time the Indians score. So the Nazi kids are doing those push-ups.
Okay, Leyva to kick off. 2 men deep, McGrath and Caldwell for the Ravens. Last time Leyva kicked it on the ground, Caldwell had an excellent return, and Leyva had to make the tackle. He'll come up, and this time he will drive it towards the end zone, and McGrath will watch it go over his head. And another touchdown, or touchback, for the Indians. And that is such a weapon. When you have a kicker that can put the ball into the end zone and not give the other team an opportunity for a big run back like Caldwell had, or like Hartman had to start the game for the Indians, when you make them go the full 80 yards, it is a big advantage. 2 wides to each side. 1st and 10 from their own 20, trailing by 5 scores. Inside handoff. This is early. Breaks a tackle at the line and then gets met at the 25-yard line, where we'll bring up 2nd and 5. Tackle made by Bodie Griner. 3:35 to play. Clock running here in the first half. 2 wides to each side. Capper will take the snap. Straight drop, fires a quick pass out to the side. Has Morm, and he's going to be tackled down short of the first down. We'll bring up third and we'll call it 2. So quick out. And I'm sure Capra is glad to be having those plays called, as anytime he has had to wait, he has been under immense pressure, especially from Ashton Oberg. 3 wides to the right side, 1 to the left. 3rd and 2. Capra takes it, hands it off to Early. Early hit in the line, fights forward, and the sideline judge is going to show forward progress right at the line to make. It should be a 1st and 10 for the Ravens. So good effort by Early, as he was hit behind the line to gain and managed to get the ball up. So the Ravens will keep the ball with 2:41 to play. They do have 3 timeouts left. Indians have 2. 3 wides to the right, 1 to the left. 3 wides to the wide side of the field. Capra, straight drop, going to fire it deep. Got a man down there, and a lot of contact on both sides. Caldwell, and I believe it's McFarland, both had hands on each other. And in reality, the South coaching staff yelling for interference. But in reality, if you were to look at that, Caldwell dragged McFarland down. As it is, it'll bring up 2nd and 10 with 2:23 to play. So Capra showing that he can get the ball down the field. 3 wides to the right again. Early in the backfield to the right side of Capra. There's the snap. Capra looking, fires a crossing pass. He's got McGrath. He's brought down almost immediately by Killen. He'll get 11 on the play. That'll move the chains to their own 41-yard line. 1st and 10 as we approach 2 minutes to play in the half. 2 wides each side. Capra, another quick pass out. And again, this time he hits Caldwell. Caldwell breaks 2 tackles, fighting through, breaks 3 tackles, 4 tackles, and finally gets swarmed down, and a flag comes out at the point where he finally went down. So excellent running by Caldwell after he caught the ball. And the flag came out after the tackle. It's going to call a personal foul on the tackle, so it's going to add 15 yards to that already huge play. And this is going to move the ball deep into Indian territory. This will be the deepest penetration of the night for the Ravens with 1:58 to play. Ball will be placed down on the Indian 24-yard line, 1st and 10. Three wides to the right again, 1 to the left. Capra, inside handoff to McGrath. McGrath on the cutback is going to pick up about 5. He's going to be tackled inbounds. The clock will continue to run. It'll bring up 2nd and 5 as we go under 1:45 to play here in the half. Indians lead at 35-0. A little bit of a hurry up now by the Ravens. Caldwell goes wide to the left. He's got double coverage out there. 3 wides to the right. Capra takes the snap. Standing, looking, flushed out. He's going to try and run, and he very wisely runs right out of bounds. Does not try to get to the far marker. He may pick up a little bit. It will bring up 3rd and 5 again. Clock stops with 1:22. Out come the Ravens. Again, 3 wides to the right, Caldwell to the left side. And again, double coverage on him. Early in the backfield with Capra. Here comes the rush. Inside handoff to Early. Breaks a tackle at the line. Gets hit and brought down short of the line to gain. It's going to bring up 4th and short. Clock continues to run. 1:12 going down towards 1 minute to play. And 4th and short. Capra takes the ball. Hands it off. Early gets hit in the backfield, continues to fight. Outstanding effort by that young man as he fights forward and does get enough for the first down. And one of the Ravens still on the ground. Well, that was early. He pops up. And he will go off. He took quite a shot there. And we've got timeout on the field. 55 seconds to play. So the ball, South called their first timeout. Both teams with 2 timeouts left. 55 seconds to play. Ball at the Indian 14-yard line. By far, the deepest penetration by the Ravens in the first half. Their best opportunity to get points on the board. They come back out. The Indian defense trots back out on the field. Capra in the backfield right now by himself. McGrath is up on the left, more as a wing back. 3 wides to the right, Caldwell to the left. Capra takes the ball, looking, under pressure, gets hit, he'll be sacked. He was waiting for Caldwell to run the deep cross, and by the time he thought about throwing it, Oberg had him in his arms along with Barney, and a huge loss, almost back to the 20-yard line, and South will call their second timeout with 44 seconds to play. So good coverage by the Indians downfield made Capra hesitate, and by the time he thought about throwing, he was swarmed under by the black shirts out there. 2nd and 15. They can get a first down if they get down to about the Indian 5-yard line. Again, they'll empty the backfield, basically. Capra will be back in the gun. McGrath at a wingback position on the left side. Caldwell left side. Capra looking, dancing, gets flushed out. Going to throw the ball down. He's got a man down there. This is McGrath, and flag comes in. This may be a face mask. Again, the flag comes flying from far, far away, the play.
And we'll see what the call is going to be.
Tackled short of the first down.
The official was showing off his arm strength, throwing that ball about halfway across the field.
Officials conferring, waiting for the referee to make the call, and it is a face mask. So that's going to be, it's going to give the Ravens first and goal. It's a matter of where they place the ball. It's inside the Indian 5. 32 seconds to play in the half. McGrath will set up. Now the referee will stop the clock, or stop play. So we've got referees conferring. The sideline judge goes back over to the Raven side of the field. And now talking to Coach Mertens. So they're not moving the ball. Somehow they still don't have a first down. So 2nd and 2 after all of that. And now we got more conferring going on. 32 seconds to play in the half. Right now the Ravens have a 2nd and 2 from the Indian 5. They can get the first down if they get inside the 3. Now they're moving the chains back. So now it's a 2nd and less than a yard.
Okay, after we've got it squared away.
And in the backfield now is Morm. With Capra, 3 wides to the left. Capra looks, fires the crossing pattern. He had his man, He hits Jake Peruccio right in the gut, and Peruccio can't hang on to it. He drops it in the end zone. So that'll bring up third. So now we figured it out. It's third and goal. As we get the chain crew moved away from the down marker. Ball on the Indian 4. Third down, 28 seconds to play. Morm stays in the backfield. Now the referee comes in. And we're going to have more conversation, I think, about where the chains are supposed to be.
There's a lot of mess up with the chain crew, and I guess they're getting...
So they've moved it back now. And now we're back to third and less than a yard.
Just inside the 5. Here we go.
3 wides to the left. Morm in the backfield. Early out of the game. Capra will take the snap. Flags fly from the sideline. And this will be illegal procedure on the Ravens. Somebody jumped a little bit early. So that'll move the ball back. It'll still be third down. And they can still get a first down according to the chains if they get it inside the 4-yard line. The ball now back to the 10-yard line of the Indians. 27 seconds to play. Capra in the backfield. Crowd got on their feet. There's the snap. Capra going to pitch it. Got his man heading for the sideline, trying to get to the chains, and touchdown. Touchdown is by Guevara, number 21. So South, with 19 seconds, gets on the board. Makes it 35-6. And that will bring out Lindenbaum to do the kicking. Capra to do the hold. So South finally turns it in. They'll do an inside run, and they try to go for 2. Go back to Guevara, and Guevara gets tackled. So the 2-point is no good, and it remains 35-6 with 19 seconds to play
20 seconds left
in the half. So the Indians will get the ball back if South decides to kick it off to them. It wouldn't surprise me if they were to attempt an onside kick. We'll wait and find out. I'll go silent for a minute.
So teeing it up here now is number 80. I think he was lined up to pick it before. Look for an onside here. What the heck?
Miller and Hartman deep for the Indians. Lindenbaum to kick off. Ravens get their 11th man out on the field for special teams. I'd be surprised if they kick it to Hartman. Remember, he almost broke it on the opening return. And there's the pooch kick. It's going to come down and flag on the field, and the Ravens offside. So that'll move it back 5. Still 19 seconds on the clock.
Apparently we are looking at a illegal procedure, and it'll put them back 5 yards. They'll kick off from the 35.
So Hartman and Miller will move up to about their 15. And Lindenbaum comes off the field. And now Henry Nelson, sophomore running back, defensive back, is going to handle the kicking. And he's setting up like it is going to be a pooch kick or a onside kick. Now resetting all the way across the field is Brooks. So they're going to go to this side of the field with it. He'll pooch it down, and this will be taken. And running up the field is Oberg, and Oberg, with that cast on his hand, catches it and gets the ball out to the Indian 40-yard line with 15 seconds to play in the half. And we'll see if the Indians run any kind of a play or just take a knee. Leading it 35-6.
Montrose Regional Health Sports Network. So take a names there. I would venture to guess that they are.
They come to the line. Kurtz resets to the near side of the field. Wareham under center. Wareham's going to drop straight back, fire the ball out to Kurtz. Kurtz catches it out of bounds, no good. So 11 seconds on the clock. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
And it falls incomplete, brings up a 2nd and 10.
They tried it right there. They were going to try and get it to about the, they want to try and get it to about the 40, between the 40 and the 30.
Wareham brings the play in. Indians have 2 timeouts. South has 1 if they should choose to use it. Wareham under center. Takes it, hands it off. This is Hartman, gets hit in the backfield, gets slowed up, and then gets swarmed under by the white shirts, and that will bring the half to an end. So at the end of 1 half of play here at Montrose High School in the first round of the 4A playoffs, Montrose Indians, the number 1 seed, have a 35-6 lead on the Denver South Ravens, the number 17 seed. Stay tuned, stay logged in, as Montrose Media will bring you the entire show of the Montrose Marching Band that they did at State.
There's so much confusion in the world. It feels as if it's spinning all around me. I feel so lost.
Now entering the field under the direction of Sheridan Lloyd, please welcome the Montrose High School Marching Band. The band's program is entitled Transcend and includes selections from the music of the Spheres, Tempered Steel, Nocturne in C minor, Big Four on the River, and By the Hands That Reach Us. Montrose High School is proud to present drum majors Julia Bashore and Sarah Hartman, and the pride of Montrose.
What is my place in this world? Why am I here? Can someone help me? Can I change? Should I? Surrounded by faces, I don't like what I see in mine. Can I hide it? Who am I? But then I see a light and feel happiness. I'm finally able to express myself.
How do I live with myself?
When we feel we have lost ourselves, we extend our arms and are guided by the hands that reach us.
At this time, we ask all of our veterans to stand and be recognized in honor of their service to our nation. Please rise and be recognized if you or a family member has served in one of the United States military branches as the Montrose High School Marching Band performs the Spirit of America. The Montrose High School Marching Band. The pride of Montrose is under the direction of Sheridan Lloyd with assistance from Natasha Zapata, Cameron Bochum, Kevin Porking, Joshua Dawes, Kaylee Baya, Noah Cox, Zach Barrett, and Mark Schwartz. The Montrose High School Marching Band made it to the semifinal round this year, jumping up 2 placements during the Colorado Bandmasters Association State 4A Marching competition. The band is thrilled to perform for the community one last time, and we'd like to thank Montrose High School band boosters and the outstanding administration at Montrose High School for their support this season. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the pride of Montrose.
Welcome back to Montrose High School. Here.
Students, please be advised that if you do leave the game for any reason, you will not be readmitted. Middle school students are expected to be in the middle school section of the stadium, and children expected to be supervised by an adult. Also at this time, once again, we'd like to thank Valley Restoration and Construction for their continued support of the football program. This year, Valley Restoration and Construction is sponsoring Montrose Indian touchdowns. With every touchdown Indian score, a donation will be made by Valley Restoration for the football program. Thank you, Valley Restoration and Construction, for your continued support of Indian football.
35-6.
Okay,
Quickly, the scoring went like this. The Indians, with an opening kickoff return by Hartman to the 50-yard line, took the ball straight down the field. Griffin went in from 2 yards out to make it 60-0. Later in the first was 5 straight extra points, made it 7-0. And with 6:37 to play in the first period, Miller intercepted the ball. The Indians got great field position in Raven territory. And Raven and Wareham on a kick with 52 to play took it in to make it 13-0. Raven's point made it 14-0, and that's how the first period ended. In the second period, Hartman first received his two touchdowns, went in 30 yards out. Laid the second point, made it 20-0. And then with 5:50 to play, Wareham, a 12-yard pass to the big tight end Barney, made it 27-0. Lavis made it 28-0. And then Hartman won a reverse cutback and went 47 yards, made it 34-0. Lavis made it 35-0. And then the Ravens finally got with 19 seconds to play. As Guevara went in on a slick little counter play to make it 60-0. They tried to go for two. Guevara was trapped behind the line, and so the half ended with the Indians leading at 35-6. Of note was Chanel Early, the excellent sophomore running back for the Ravens, on that touchdown scoring drive, was hit hard and slow to get up. Went to the sideline and never returned to the field. So it will be interesting to see if Early was injured enough that he cannot play again, or if he could get back into the game. He is their leading ground gainer on the year. Of interest, scores around the state. The winner of this game will play the winner of Fountain Fort Carson, who is the higher seed, the number 8 seed, playing Golden, the number 9 seed, this evening in Colorado Springs. And at the late in the first period, Fountain Fort Carson is leading Golden 7-0. Once again, if the Indians go on to win this game, right now they are in control. They will play the winner next Friday or Saturday against either Fountain Fort Carson, the number 8 seed, or the number 9 seed, Golden. We have 2:32 to play, to go here in the halftime. And hopefully you stayed on your screen to watch the Montrose Marching Band do their full field performance from their state competition. And Drum Major Julia Bashore did a nice job. And then after that, veterans in the stands.
We'd like to update you a little bit on some of the scores around the state in the 4A classification. Fountain Fort Carson 14, Golden 0 in the first period. Erie 14-0 over Truda Monument in the first period. Dakota Ridge 7, Longmont 8 in the first quarter.
thinks it scores.
Pine Creek over Bear Creek 7-0, also in the first period. Loveland 7, Vista Ridge 0, also in the first period. We'll try to keep you updated as these scores continue to come in.
Indians will kick off. Ravens, after scoring last possession, will get the ball back. The opportunity to cut into is the 29-point lead that the Indians have. Going back will be Caldwell.
Okay, as we get ready to start the second half here, Rashad Caldwell and Dominic McGrath back deep for the Ravens. And Sandy Leyva getting set to kick it off.
Set, referees are set, Ravens ready. Waiting for the signal, and there it is. Leyva gets the signal to kick off. The second half is
and that kick is high, and it's going to be taken by McGrath. And he's looking for some room. He's got a little bit
but he gets rugged down out there.
Tackle. Being blocked and still able to bring him down. And that looked to be number 3, Austin Zimmer with that tackle. And that's going to set the ball right at about the 20-yard line for the Ravens, and it is a 1st and 10.
As it is, it's a 1st and 10 from their own 19-yard line for the Ravens. And it looks like Early is back in the game. Flies to the left, one to the right.
And Capra is going to let him stall off, and it looks to be too early. And Early is not going to get very much, as he's actually going to lose about a half a yard.
Half a yard.
And we'll call it 2nd and 10.
Just underway here in the 3rd period. Indians leading 35-6. Two wides to each side. Needs to see off to the right side. Single coverage out there.
Capra with the quick pass, and he's got it completed over on the far sideline, and the receiver's going to be knocked out of bounds, short of the 1st down.
He gets run out of bounds, so the clock stops at 11:10 to play.
And that looked to be Caldwell on the catch. And it brings up a 3rd down and about a yard and a half.
They tried to develop long, deep passes. Short, quick passes, probably the way to go. Capra in the gun, 1-1.
And handoff is to Early,
and he will not get the 1st down.
No, he got that. We'll see.
Barney hit him first, and then cleaned up
and it looks like it's going to be a little bit short.
4th and short.
And we'll see where the officials spot this ball. And indeed, it does. Oh, excuse me. They're going to give him a 1st down on that.
That was an excellent mark.
And that's an interesting call as the Ravens have a 1st and 10.
So they go 1st and 10. Ball's just inside the Raven 30-yard line. Capra in the gun, Early is his left. Here comes
So on the 1st down play, and Capra
thought about pitching it in Early, but Early was way too close to take a
and
hit.
Cody Griner that meets him quickly and brings him down pretty much at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10.
If he was thinking about pitching that ball, Early was way too close to him. Campbell set up wide to the right. Inside him will be Horn. Rafter's wide to the left. Capra in the gun, as always. Drops the pass, looks, fires it out.
Throws it off to the flat, and it's going to be caught and knocked down. And on that catch is number 12, Wyatt Hurd. And
that was Wyatt Hurd, the sophomore. Good job,
and that's going to be a gain of just about 5 yards. It'll be 3rd and 5.
From the Raven, 35-yard line.
Let's go, Teddy boy!
Well again, wide. right side. Here comes a single wide left. Capper gets things settled. 35. Here comes Capper. Rolling away from rolling, cuts upfield. He's going to have the first down. And Wiser goes out of bounds.
As he's able to scramble over the 40-yard line, and that'll be a first down for the Ravens. And they're spotted right at about the 40-yard line, and it is indeed a first down.
9:24 to play here in the third. Ravens' first possession after the Indians kick off. They'll go double wides. All over the far side of the field.
And quick pitch. And he's going to get caught, and the flag comes in.
That play was blown up from the beginning.
And that is the Indian defense is able to get about a 3-yard loss on that, but we do have a flag on the field.
So they lost 3 on the play. Now we have a conference in the middle of the field about the flag. Now they'll get the signal.
And it is going to be a personal foul, face mask against the Ravens. And that's going to push them back.
An unusual call. Offensive team to get face mask. It's a big one. 15 yards. That's going to move them way.
And that ball is going to go all the way back to about the 22, 23-yard line. And it brings up a first and about 25.
Opportunity number 1. Go on.
Go. Wide outs to the side. Or in the backfield.
Pressure fires it out over the middle. Now he's picked off by Hartman. Flag on the play though back here. Right at the point of the interception. Gabe Miller.
He wasn't even close to the receivers. And we'll see what the flag is going to be called.
As Caldwell is running a crossing pattern.
Wait and see. So all was intercepted by Hartman.
And a pass interference call is going to go against the Indians.
This is not a spot foul.
Interesting call, and that is going to benefit the Ravens quite a bit.
Still be a first down. They'll move all up. This is the side. How far are they going to move it? Wait and see, because it's at the end of the half. There was a lot of confusion about where to work the ball. Such a work.
So he's 15 yards from the line of scrimmage. And that will bring the ball all the way up to the 37-yard line. And it will remain first down. And it'll be about 1st and 13.
Manage first and 13. Two big penalties, one on the Ravens, one on the Indians, and we're back off the Steelers edge line of scrimmage. There they go. Here comes the rush.
And once again, pressure coming.
Tries to run, stops, throws the ball down
And throws that ball over the head of his intended target, Caldwell. And that's going to be bringing up a second down and 14. As Kappa was very close to the line of scrimmage when he threw that ball. But it is going to be simply an incomplete pass. And 2nd and 13.
Capper relying heavily on his number 1 receiver, which is number 1. Johnny Bay!
This time from the right side. Right side.
And Capper hands it off. Early's got the ball. He's got a little bit of room. And he's going to fight all the way about midfield. And it's going to be a first down. As Early, with a very nice run of about 13 or 14 yards, is going to give the Ravens another first down into Montrose territory.
After it takes the snap. Bubble screen. This is the grab.
And Gap has it, and he's going to just get a couple of yards as the Indians were quick to respond. And Oberg and Griner in on that tackle, and it's going to be down to about the Indian 46-yard line. Second down and about 7.
Side of the field. They'll send 3 wide to the wide side of the field. Caldwell on double coverage on the left side. Guevara in the backfield with Kappa. Kappa pitches it to Guevara. Quickly fights forward and a flag comes flying.
Up to about the 40 and a flag comes flying in.
Wait and see. The flag flies all the way up.
It's all love, baby.
Put it back. That 45-yard line.
So a holding call is going to go against the Ravens, and that's going to push it back into Denver South territory at the 45-yard line. It will remain second down, and it'll be second and just a pad over 15.
Second major penalty they've had. Brings up second and 15, so you still have to get to the Indian 40-yard line. First down, 5 to 6. Go defense! Wide to the side,
Capper once again with a quick pass out to the side. It is complete, and the Indians are going to get him just over the midfield stripe. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and 9 after that pass complete to Wells. And we'll spot that at about the 49-yard line. So 3rd and 9 facing the Ravens.
Receiver to the right, 3 wide to the right. Capper down, 3rd and 9. Straight drop, looking. This is Rath on the crossing pattern. He'll have the first
down. He catches that. And it's going to be a first down down at about the 35-yard line of the Indians.
Nice inside hook by Rath. Bullet by Capper to get the first down. The lines this time. Left side. Coverage is called. Back in the game.
And this one is going to be picked by the quarterback. Stop short for a little bit of a loss. And on that defensive effort there was number 10, Torrey Eckerman. So that's a loss of about a yard and a half. It'll bring up 2nd and 11.
Because of the penalties, back and forth motion, this is drive. He's a lot of time on the clock. This is turning Indians' favor. Right out to the right, coverage on the left. Early back in the game.
Capper once again looking, and he's got some pressure on him. Back there. And it looked like Bodie Griner as well in that stop. And
Sack.
all the way back to the Montrose 47-yard line. Brings up a 3rd and about 20.
Third and 22. Right out to the side. And in motion, right left. Give it back to Caldwell. Caldwell breaks a tackle in the backfield, falls forward. Bring up 4th down, and the flag comes flying into the sideline.
Oh, my legs!
And it goes for no gain on that run. And we'll see what the call is on the field.
They had very few flags, and the getting into halftime has turned into a bit of a flag fest.
And that is going to be a 5-yard penalty.
So penalty on the Indians. Missed the call.
15 after that call.
So still 3rd and 16 for the Ravens. Caldwell will go in the slot to the left. 2 wides each side. Early in the backfield with Capra. Here comes the rush. Capra flushed, trying to run down the sideline. Does, and he'll get run out of bounds, well short of the first down. Clock will stop with 5:24 to play.
And that's still going to be considerably short. It'll be bringing up a 4th down and about, looks like 4th and 14 for the Ravens.
So 4th down, they have to go for it, trailing by 29 in Indian territory. Crowd on their feet. And Oberg gets a little over anxious, steps into the neutral zone, and that'll hand 5 yards to the Ravens. That'll make it 4th and 9.
5 yards to the Ravens, and it'll bring up a 4th down and about 8.
Ball just inside.
So now a much more reasonable 4th down conversion as Capra can run.
The Indian 35. 4th and 9. Caldwell to the right. Draws double coverage as always. Early in the backfield. Capra takes the snap, rolls, looks. Fires the ball down. It's caught by McGrath. He fights forward. Will he have enough for the first down? And the answer is plenty more. So good job by Capra rolling to his left and throwing a bullet to McGrath on the sideline, and the drive will continue for the Ravens. He went out of bounds, stopping the clock with 5:16 to play in the 3rd period. Ravens have had the ball.
We'll see what the officials are going to call.
Placing the ball. Now they'll look over to the sideline.
Just about a yard.
And it's going to be 2nd and about the length of a football. Three wides to the right. 1 to the left. Capra will take the snap. He'll give it to Early. Early into the line, gets hit, but he will have the first down. He gets the yard they need. It'll be 1st and 10.
Going to be enough for a 1st down for the Ravens.
As they move the chains, it will stop the clock
As it is spotted just
with 5 minutes to play.
for Denver South.
Clock runs now, 4:52 to play in the 3rd period. It's taken almost the entire period for the Ravens to get down where it is 1st and goal from the 10. 2 wides to each side. Now they'll move McGrath a little bit wider to the right. Early in the backfield, Capra takes the snap, rolls to his right, fires it short, and it's caught, turns, and is it a touchdown? Or it is a touchdown. And I believe it was McGrath. Yep, I believe it was McGrath. So the Ravens take the ball. Capra to McGrath for 10 yards. Makes it 35-12, and Lindenbaum is out to kick the extra point, even though they failed on the first attempt. Here's the kick. It's up, and it is good. So 35-13 now, and the Indians will get the ball for the first time here in the 3rd period. The Ravens scored at the end of the first period, or the first half, made it 35-6, took the opening kickoff, but it took them 7.5 minutes to score a touchdown. And right now, more than anything, the clock is their enemy, even though we've got 1 1/3 periods to go. The Indians will get the ball back on the kickoff. Hartman will go back deep. And it looks like they're going to just put they're going to put Hartman back by himself. I have a feeling that the coaching staff is expecting some sort of a pooch kick or a kick on the ground, as they've got, after the front line, as you can see, they've got 3 and then 2 and then Hartman. We'll see what Lindenbaum's going to do here. He approaches the ball. And it is a bit of a pooch kick. It will bounce. It's a live ball. Dies. Hartman picks it up at the 12. Fights up down the sideline. He goes. And gets, there it is. There are some face mask calls that are you wonder, and then there are others like that where he's running down the sideline and suddenly his whole upper body goes to the ground. So he is brought down at about the Indian 40, but they're going to get 15 tacked onto this. So big penalties on the Ravens here. They had 2 big penalties in that scoring drive. That's one reason that it took them so long to score. And now it's going to be a personal foul, face mask. And that will move the ball into Raven territory. And as has happened on every drive that the Indians have had tonight, they have outstanding field position. And Hartman's been involved in 2 of them on kickoffs. The opening kickoff, he got into Raven territory, and now with the face mask, the Indians get into Raven territory. Wareham under center. Man in motion. Wareham's going to throw it out. He's got Hartman. Hartman fighting forward. Gets swarmed under by the Ravens. He'll pick up about 6. So that's that little flat pass. It's a timing pattern. And Wareham put that one out right on his hands. Hartman will go out, and coming in for him will be Eckerman. As we go under 4 minutes to play here in the third period, and they give him credit for 6 yards. So 2nd and 4 now from the 38 of the Ravens. Kurtz will go wide to the left. Man in motion. Wareham going to throw it again. He's got Barney. Barney puts his shoulder down, runs over the safety. Number 3, Demaje Wells, who is outweighed by probably 100 pounds. And really, I think Luke tripped over him more than any. He put his shoulder into Demaje, and he gets brought down. So 2nd time tonight, they have thrown it to the big tight end. And this one gets a first down at the Raven 20-yard line, leading it 35-13 with 3:20 to play here in the third. Kurtz will go wide to the right. Wareham under center. Griffin at fullback. Double wing formation. Here comes the rush. Inside handoff. And that is going to be stuffed for maybe a loss of half a yard. Because that time, South put 8 guys right on the line, virtually. They had 5 down linemen, and the 3 linebackers were right on their hip. And there was just nowhere to run for Blake. So 2nd and, we'll call it 10. DeMarion brings him to the line. Kurtz will go wide to the right. Double wing formation again. Man in motion. They'll give it to him. Around the side goes Miller. Miller breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage, falls forward, and he will be close to a first down. He's going to be marked down. It'll be 3rd and 1. So definite 4-down territory for the Indians as we approach 2 minutes to play in the third period. Once again, the Ravens scored on their first possession, but they used up almost 8 minutes of the period to do it. DeMarion brings him out. Now Kurtz will go wide to the left. Caldwell on him. Double wing. Now Oberg will reset to the right side. They'll overroll the right side. In motion is Eckerman. Eckerman breaks through the line, breaks the tackle, comes back into the end zone, he goes. Eckerman on the inside trap, went to his left, saw a hole, cut it back to the right, and goes in 12. And the Indians answer quickly with 1:43 to go. And this time Eckerman gets into the act. So 41-13 with Leva's extra point to come. And flags come flying. Offside on South.
Push it up to about the 1.5-yard line, and they'll try the extra point again.
In a closer game, that might have made a difference, but as it is, Leva will still attempt the extra point. Hartman to hold. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and Leva is perfect on the night. 1:43 to play in this first round playoff game, and the number 1 seeded Indians lead the number 17 Denver South Ravens 42-13. We'll go quiet for a minute until the kickoff.
He's the outside linebacker, but he comes in and he plays some tailback and Hartman and Nolan need a break. That's his first carry, and probably 2 if he did. So Eckerman comes in off the bench, gets the carry and scores.
Welcome back to Montrose High School. Had Hooley here at the pleasure of the Montrose media with Olivia and Ivana at the controls. Indians lead it 42-13. Leva to kick off yet one more time. McGrath and Morm back deep for the Ravens. Leva approaches, and he'll a line drive kick that goes to Morm. Morm cuts it up the middle, breaks through, gets a nice return as he is swarmed down at the 33-yard line of the Ravens. They'll have a first and 10. But they trail by 29 points. And right now, when you're down that much, you need quick scores. You do not want to have another 8-minute drive. You need quick scores because the clock is working against you. Double wides. Capper with Early to his right. He'll throw a quick bubble screen out to Caldwell. Caldwell is not going to get away from Gade Miller. Caldwell tried to put a move on him, and he's going to gain maybe a yard. So excellent open field tackle by Miller from his cornerback spot. They give him a little bit more than one. Ball right on the 35 of the Ravens, second down. Better part of 8 yards to go. Double wides. Early to the left of Capra. Capra takes it, steps back, fires the ball short. Once again, he's got Caldwell, and Caldwell gets forced out of bounds. And this time it was Ela on the coverage. So he'll pick up about 5. It'll bring up 3rd and 3. Clock running as he stepped out, clock stopped as he steps out of bounds with 48 seconds to play in the 3rd period. And Indians lead it 42-13. They'll send 3 wides to the left. Caldwell to the right. Double coverage. Capper looks the field over. Takes the snap, straight drop, under pressure, gets flushed out, stops, tries to run back, breaks forward, and some nifty running by the junior quarterback. He manages to pick up the 3 yards. He probably had to run about 15 to get it, but he does get the first down, and the Raven drive will continue. 1st and 10 from their own 47-yard line. Clock stopped with 31 seconds. Now it runs. This could well be the last play of the 3rd period. Capra looks to the sideline. Now he'll set the play, gets the snap. Oberg, heavy pressure. Now Capra breaks free again, and he gets drugged down. Greiner gets the first hit, but Capra once again eluding the rush as the rush is going up past him, and he's just stepping up inside of it. And right now he is their best weapon as a running back, and that does bring the 3rd period to an end. So at the end of 3, the Montrose Indians lead it by the score of 42-13. We'll go quiet until they get the field flipped and the 4th period begins. Once again, the Indians lead it 42-13. Hey, Coach. Welcome back. Start of the 4th period. Ravens with the ball, going left to right. 1st and 10. Capra once again comes out of the backfield, and this time he is met rudely by Greiner and Ela. And he does manage to get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. So a designed run is not exactly what's going to work for him. What's worked for him is when he has gone back to pass and the rush has gone by him, and then he has run up behind that. They'll send 3 wides to the left. That'll be Caldwell on the far side. He'll draw single coverage out there. Capra with Early in the backfield. Just started here in the 4th period. Indians lead it 42-13. Here comes the rush. Ela on the rush. Early gets the ball, falls forward. He'll gain 3 inside the Indian 40 down to the 39. It'll be 3rd and 8. Good job by Tosi and Barney to stop him for no more than he got. Ball just inside the Indian 40-yard line. So they'll send 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Early in the backfield, Capra will take the snap. He's going to roll to his right, or left, excuse me. Fire the ball down. It's tipped. One of the linebackers got a hand on it, trying to get it to Caldwell, and it falls short of him. It'll bring up 4th and 8. Definite 4-down territory almost anywhere on the field for the Ravens when you're down by 29. South huddles. First time they've done that tonight. Now they'll break out. They'll send 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Caldwell way over on the sideline. Out there against Hunter Duke. Here comes the rush. Ela on the rush. Comes in. Gets a hand on Capra. Capra eludes it. Fires the ball down, and they give him the catch to McGrath. And it will be a 1st down. So good job by Capra to roll out. An even better job by McGrath of finding that open spot. And when Capra threw it, there was only one player going to catch it, and that was McGrath. They get the 1st down. Goes out of bounds, stops the clock with 10:21 to play in the game. Again, the Indians lead by 29. They'll send 2 to each side. Early to the left of Capra in the backfield. Here comes the rush. Capra will fire the crossing pattern to Caldwell. He'll catch it 8 yards down the field and immediately goes to the ground, which was wise because he was about to get drilled. So it'll bring up 2nd and 2. Again, all of this taking time off the clock. Caldwell will go wide to the left again. Ball on the far side of the field. They'll send 2 to each side. Early sets up to the right of Capra. Good snap. Capra will throw it out. This is Morm with it. Morm catches it, gets hit, and he will be driven out of bounds short of the first down, I believe. We'll wait for the mark. When he caught it, he was short, and he got covered very, very quickly out there. And it will be 3rd and a full 1 yard to go, almost 2. Capra goes to the sideline, comes back with the play as we go under, as the clock stops with 9:37 to play in the game. 3 to the right. Caldwell to the left, single receiver. Capra has Early to his right side. Good snap. Fires it over the middle and almost picked off as that ball was way, way behind Caldwell running a crossing pattern. And it'll bring up 4th and 2. So a mix-up there as to where Caldwell was going to be. So the incomplete pass stops the clock with 9:34 to play in the game. Now rolling into the game is Jonah Burke, a very large young man, and he's going to line up as a wingback on the right side. One wide out. Now Burke will go under center, and they give him the snap, and he gets buried under. I think the Indians knew from film that when Burke came into the game, this kid looks like he weighs about 260. He went from the wingback to go under center, and the Indians plowed the line, but a flag came out. Were the Indians a little too anxious? So another conference. But it may be a legal motion.
So before the snap,
it is. Illegal procedure. So that'll move it back 5. So the Indians, ready for that play, had it stuffed. If they hadn't got a penalty, the Indians would still have the ball. As it is, it's now 4th and 7. And actually Capra's got more field to play with. 2 wides to each side. Crowd on their feet. 4th and 7. High snap. He'll throw it out to Morm. Morm comes up. Eludes one tackle, but he won't get away from the second tackle. Indians will take over on downs. So the quick pass out, hoping that the hyper-quick Morm would be able to beat both tackles. He beat the first one, got slowed down. The second one he could not get away from. Indians take over, 1st and 10 from their own 22-yard line. 9:22 to play in the game. Now the Indians would like to just run the clock out. Wareham brings them to the line. Kurtz will go wide to the left. And in motion. Wareham's going to keep the ball. Look, fire it down the field. He's got Hartman wide open. Hartman's going to go the distance. 78-yard play as Hartman puts a dagger in the heart of the Ravens, as everyone, me included, expecting the Indians to run the ball. They crowd the line. Hartman breaks out. Wareham lays it in. And it's Wareham to Hartman, 78 yards. And that makes it 48-13. Leva to try his 7th extra point of the evening. Kick is up. And he is perfect on the night. So the Indians hold the Ravens on a 4th down deep in their own territory, take the ball over, and surprise everyone except themselves by throwing on 1st and 10. Hartman gets completely open. He was at least 15 yards behind the safety by the time the safety looked up. And Wareham laid it in perfectly to him, and then all he had to do was run into the end zone to make it 48-13. Leva with the extra point makes it 49-13. 9:10 to play in this game. Leva to kick off. Morm and McGrath back deep. Leva gets the signal. Approaches the ball. Drives it deep, and McGrath will watch it go over his head, and once again, the Ravens have to start 80 yards away from the end zone. 49-13. And if you haven't been checking scores at home, Fountain Fort Carson is beating Golden. Golden being shut out. Fountain Fort Carson, the number 8 seed. Golden, the number 9. Why we are paying attention to that? The Indians, if they go ahead and win this game, will play the winner of the Fountain Fort Carson Golden game next Friday or Saturday. Capra in the gun. Takes the pass, the snap. Gets flushed out by Oberg. He's going to turn, throw it as far as he can down the field, and almost picked, oh, and they're going to call another interference call. They're throwing the ball for Morm down the left side. He was double covered down there. Hunter Duke had it in his hands. And so it'll be a first down. They'll move the ball up the field from the line of scrimmage. It's a 15-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage. So second time tonight the Indians have been flagged for interference deep. 9 minutes exactly to play here in the game. Indians lead it 49-13. Caldwell will go wide to the left. Covered over there by Hunter Duke. Isla over there also. Capra looks that way, Going to get swarmed under. Oberg missed him. Gets out, and this young man is an athlete. He just spun out of 3 tackles. I don't know. I think that cast on Ashton's hand did not allow him to secure the tackle. A flag is down where Ashton missed him, and they're going to call a hold. So this has been the story for the Ravens tonight. They get a break with the interference call, and then the very next play, they have a hold. But a lot of that hold is caused by the Indians' defensive line putting so much pressure on Joe Capra, the quarterback. So that moves the ball back to the Raven 12. They've got to get out to the 45. There's the snap. They'll hand it off. This is McGrath trying to get around the left side. He gets swarmed under by the Indian defense. Does manage to get out of bounds. Stops the clock with 8:38 to play. Gains little or nothing, though. It's fun to have the band here to add their music and drums to the excitement of the game. Ravens will send 3 to the right. Caldwell once again will go wide to the left. Capper with McGrath in the backfield. He'll pitch it to him. McGrath trying to get around, and he will get swarmed under. First man to get there was McFarland, and Bodie Griner was in on the tackle also. So 3rd and 20 now. 8 minutes to play in the game. Indians lead it by 36. 3 wides to the left. That's the wide side of the field. 5 men on the line. Here comes Elon on the rush. Gets picked up. They'll throw it down the field, and Caldwell watches it sail out of bounds as Hunter Dukes stopped, thinking he had the interception, and it was thrown too far. It goes into the Raven bench, and that'll bring up 4th down, and they will have to punt the ball away. So Burke will come out to punt. I believe this is the 3rd time tonight he's had to punt. Hartman back about at his 47. And they'll go a short snap. They're going to throw the ball down the middle of the field, and it's picked off by Griner. Griner straight arms one, allows another, and Bodie Griner with the interception. So the Indians sniffed that out. They did the short snap to J.R. Felipe, who is a sophomore quarterback, and he fired a bullet right in the middle, but right into the hands of Bodie. And the Indians will take over 1st and 10, deep in Raven territory, already leading by 36 points. So when you're down that much, you try desperate plays. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. This time the Indians come out on top. Wareham will go under center. Turn, give the ball to Miller, going around the right side. Goes up and he's hit. Good open field tackle out there by Gage Kramer, the sophomore linebacker. This is a young team. Once again, only 7 seniors on this South team. The majority of the team, juniors and sophomores. In other words, you can expect to see South in the playoffs again next year. Wareham comes to the line. They gained 3 on that play, and they're going to get 5 more as Quade Hunt, senior defensive lineman, trying to make a play, jumps into the neutral zone. And that'll bring up 2nd and 2. That stops the clock with 7:10 to play in the game. Hartman will come out. Miller, Griner, and Griffin and Eckerman now as running backs. Eckerman in motion. They'll turn, give an inside handoff to Blake Griffin, and he'll run right into the end zone. 12-yard run. That makes it 55-13, and Leyva, getting a lot of practice with extra points tonight, will go out to try to keep his streak alive at 8. And with that play, we go over a 40-point lead, and the clock will run. Here's the snap. Down. Leyva's kick. Perfect. 56-13. The Indians lead it. And on the kickoff, the Ravens will get it back, but we will be in the running clock mode. 6:14 as the clock continues to run. They'll just keep it running right now. When the Ravens get it back, they'll have less than 6 minutes to play. And look for the Indians to substitute liberally and the Ravens to substitute liberally. Ravens came in as the number 17 seed, having beat Mesa Ridge 24-21 last week to advance to this game. The Indians, the number 1 seed, have played like a number 1 seed. They lead it 56-13. They will continue to play in the quarterfinals next week. Now, have a new kicker. I'll get his number in a moment. And it's a ball on the ground, bounces around, and McGrath better pick it up. It's a live ball. He watched it roll around, and now another flag comes out. And that kickoff was handled by Alonzo Leba, a sophomore. The flag came out at the spot where McGrath was trying to pick up the ball and was covered well by the Indian special teams. And as we have seen quite often tonight, it's like we can't just call the penalty, we have to have a conference about it. But the clock continues to run.
So unsportsmanlike, I believe, is
whatever. I don't know what that was.
Well, excuse me, I believe that is 2 minutes on the field for the Indians.
Illegal substitution or illegal participation. So somebody counted 12 guys somehow. Anyway, they moved the ball up.
And it'll be first and 10. Denver South.
Ravens will have the ball. Capra's still in the game at quarterback. Still have their starters out there. Caldwell goes wide to the left. Early's still in the game at running back. They'll give it to Chevelle. Chevelle hit at the line, bounces outside as he has all night, runs down the sideline. He'll have the first down and more. This is a very good running back. And if the Denver South Ravens were to get a lead, this is the man. He is elusive, he has power, and he's only a sophomore. Gets the first down. Clock continues to run. Caldwell will go in the slot to the left. They'll send two wideouts to the right. That's Hurd and Morn. Now Caldwell in motion. They'll give it to him on the end around. Caldwell running down the field. Gets hit, and he will be driven down. He's still up. This is a tough kid to bring down as they blow the whistle. He does get the first down. So they have athletes out there. Early's going to go out of the game. Guevara will come in. He has speed, and he's only a sophomore. So this young team getting some excellent playoff experience here. And the Indians, very experienced in the playoffs, with a lot of seniors taking care of business tonight. Capra will give it to Guevara. Guevara tries to get around the left side. I'm telling you, he is fast. He is probably faster than Chevelle. Because when he gets going, I mean, it is a blur. So another big chunk gain by Guevara as we go down to 2 minutes to play. Another first down. Capra in the gun, Guevara behind him. Capra going to pitch it to Guevara. Guevara comes up to the line, eludes one tackle at the line, cuts back in the middle, and he's going to roll into the end zone for his second touchdown of the game. And this will be a 19-yard run. Making it 56-19 with the PAT to go. So Denver South is going to call a timeout, stop the clock with 1:16 to play. And that's the only way you stop the clock, except for an injury, once the running clock has started. So at the end of the first period, the Indians led it 14-0 at half. They led 35-6 as the Ravens scored late with 19 seconds to play. At the end of the third period, the Indians had extended the lead to 42-13, actually kept the lead at 29. And then they've scored twice here in the fourth period to make it was 56-13. And now Guevara just went in from 19 yards out, and they are going to go for two. Why not? As they put Big Quade Hunt, the senior offensive lineman, in the backfield with Capra. They're going to give it to Hunt, and he gets plowed under at the line of scrimmage. So Hunt, the senior, gets to say, I got to run the ball in the state playoffs. Good for him. That's a good move by Coach Marini. I like that. Clock continues to run. If everybody takes their time, by the time they kick it off, there'll be very little time on the clock. And the Indians will go into the victory formation. And they will stay undefeated at 11-0. South will end an excellent season for them at 9-3, but more importantly, this young group gets a lot of playoff experience. And next year, they'll be senior heavy and junior heavy, which is what the Indians did the last 2 years. And look where they are. There's the onside kick, bounces around, goes 10 yards, and it is either covered by the Indians or went out of bounds. I think the Indians did cover it. And it was covered by Jackson Barnett, the sophomore, and the clock is going to run out. And the Indians come away with a 56-19 victory over the Denver South Ravens. The Indians will play either next Friday or Saturday. They will play either Fountain, Fort Carson, or Golden. Check in with Montrose High School website or with the Daily Press and to find out whether the Indians play at home or have to travel. Once again, they defeat the Ravens 56-19. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Thanks to the Montrose media for allowing me to call the game.